is your Irontrader. It is Sunday night. Now the futures opened here about 2 seconds ago, so I'm going to take a look at a video here. I'll have ready for you for 7 o'clock tonight. We're going to take a look here at crude oil, at natural gas, at gold, silver, and at Bitcoin. All right, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation by selling stock by ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. First off here, we have the old crude oil. Okay, now you can see here how we just have this really nice good chart going on here. Today so far we made a high of 103. This is what we're looking for. Is this 102.44? You have to basically close above that. Now, again, if we just keep on running above that, then all we do is look right to the left of the chart here. Okay, we're looking right here at this candle, looking at 105.05. That is going to be your next target, okay? Then what we'll do is we'll just come right down here to the bottom of this candle here. Okay, you're looking at 108.61 level. Then we'll come up here, top of this candle. We're looking at 111.45. And then we have this nice 114.05 level, okay? Now we get above that, we're going to look at that 115.30 level. Then we're going to look at her at that nice retest of 119.48. Now we crack above that, we'll just bring that price channel right across. You're looking at 123.68 and then 130.50. Now, U.S. is sending some massive troops over there, but Iran says we have 1 million troops waiting for you if you're going to do any kind of a ground attack. So this is going to get pretty ugly pretty quick here, okay? So just always remember that. Now, here on the downside, let's take a look at the downside because you never know. Okay, today we had this low of 101.19 level. You can see we're right in that resistance level right there. Okay, so your next level is 99.32. We'll come down here to your 98.75. Level. Then we come down here to the top of that candle at 95.44. Then we'll be looking here for this 8-day at 94.71. That's going to be very, very key. Now, we lose that, we'll come right down to the bottom, 92.08. And then we'll be looking for the old 21-day at 90.22 because look how nice it held it. Now, we had this big sell-off, okay, that was Monday when T-Man says that, oh, he's going to give him 5 days, or he's going to take off the 5 days, and he's going to give him some time. He's going to give him 5 more days till Friday. Now, Friday he came out. He said he's expanding that to 10 days. Okay, so I call it bullshit on this. Okay, you have no plan there. I think it's good. They thought it was going to be easier, like when Russia went into Ukraine. He thought he's going to be there a couple of months. He's going to get it all done, and this is what, year and a half now, 2 years, and they're still fighting the war. The whole thing is about this Straits for Hormuz. Iran is not going to give that up. They want full entitlement to that Straits now. So they say anybody who passes that Straits coming up, they're going to have to pay like a toll to them. This is going to be this is not going to be good. And then they came out and they said that they are not going to, U.S. can bomb up any kind of their generals or any kind of their leaders anymore, and they want restitution for everything they've done so far. So you are miles and miles apart, okay? This is why I'm long the UCO, okay? Now, you can see it came right on down, and we're holding that 21-day very, very nice. Now, we had a possible bear flag, but now you can see that's completely negated, and now we're looking like we're going higher, okay? So on the downside, your big key level is going to be right there, 94.96. And then your next level is going to be right there at 90.30 level. That is your 21-day, okay? Now, on the upside here, we're cracking above that. So just look for that 105.05 next. That's going to be key. And then we look down to this bottom of that candle here. We have 106 level. We have 108 level. Okay, we have 111 level. And then we have 114. But look for this retest to see if we can get right back up to that 119.48. That's going to be very, very key, okay? Now, right now here, crude oil, I think, is going to be long, and I think it's going to be higher for longer. This is not going to be any kind of a situation. I read an article here about T-Man. He's already informing all his allies out there in the Middle East that this is going to take a lot longer than what he thinks. You know, he want to get out of there in 2 weeks here. Never going to happen, okay? So just remember, figure that these prices are going to be higher for longer. So if it comes all the way down to this 8-day, and we hold that 8-day, that could be another buying opportunity to take it up. But I think this is the range you're going to be trading in here now, and that maybe that 94, even down to that 90 level. But I think this is the range you're going to be trading in here until we get some kind of a resolution going. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Alrighty, here we have natural gas, your daily chart. Now, this was that big run up when we had that big cold weather. As I said, basically just a short squeeze going on up here. Then you can see this contract roll came all the way down try to rally all the way up here to this 442 level. If you just take that candle, go right across it there, you can see where the resistance is. Okay, nothing happened. Then it came right on down. Now we're just hanging right around this bottom. So far today, we put this low one at 2.85 level, okay? So your next level is going to be right here. Just look at that, the bottom of this candle right here. That's going to be 277. You really have to hold that, and I believe that you are. If we don't, then you come right down here to 268, and then we have 262 at the bottom of that. Right now, we're just hanging around here, so you can see where that 8-day is 299, the 21-day is sitting at 305. Okay, so we're looking for the upside. You're looking at that 299 level. That's going to be very, very strong. So you can see now the 8-day cross the 21-day, not good. Your next level up is 305, and that's going to be your 21-day. Then we can venture all the way up here. You have 315 level. We'll come up here to your 321. We'll come up here to your 310, 327 level. But then we're really looking for is that 50-day at 341. We have a retest at, what do we have that retest at? 349. And then we have your 200-day sitting over here. You're looking at 3.52 now, okay? Now we get above that. We come over here top of that candle, okay? At 373, then we go to the bottom there at 381, and then we have 381, which is 100 days. So that thing's lining up very, very nicely. Now, don't give up on natural gas here. I'm a long and short trader. UNG for the long, KLD for the short. Okay, so me, it does make any difference. But if you're just a long trader, this is going to have its day again. So don't never worry about the natural gas, okay? Because bottom line, if you have a real hot summer, like we're already starting to get across California, Arizona, Texas, starting to get really hot. Once that does, then what you got to have? Power plants, okay? That's going to be the key. And then what's going to have to do with feed it is going to be natural gas, okay? So natural gas is going to have its day again. Just be very patient because we are still in the shoulder season all the way here through the end of March. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold. Okay, here we have gold, your daily and your weekly. Bigger up here a little bit for you. Okay, now you can see here where last week, where did we go? Had a nice bottoming tail. Well, where did we go? Right into that 21-day, and it stopped it absolutely cold, okay? So what do we go here? Into this 100-day, stopped it actually cold, okay? So that is going to be your big upside targets here, okay? We have that right here is 46.41. Right here, 46.25. That's going to be your very, very key levels that you have to get above, okay? Now, we look at this chart here. You can see how the 8-day now crossed over 21-day, 50-day, crossed over your 100-day. Now your price is sitting right into it. That's going to be very, very key, okay? So right now, you have to watch that 8-day. That's going to be very, very critical. 44.94. That's going to be very, very key. Once you get above that, then we can start hit that 100-day, okay? Then we can hit that 21-day, and that's going to be your upside targets. Then, what do we have after that? Well, we come right here to the top of this candle here, 47.38 level. We'll come to the bottom there. We're looking at 48.09. Then we'll be looking here for that 21-day at 48.71. We're going to be looking at 4,900 right here on that 8-day, and then we have the 50-day at 49.63 level. So you have a lot of resistance, and everything is rolling here. However, you know, if we can get above that 8-day, then we got a good maybe shot at that 100-day, and maybe possibly here at that 21-day. So again, for me, it's a trade. I trade GLD, and I just trade on the long side. Now, we got to an oversold condition here. Now I'm trying to do something here, but it's only at 37. That's still way at the bottom. The gold here, your MACD here is way on the bottom here on the old gold. I don't like this. See how we have this negative divergence? We have a high, we have a lower high. See how we have a high and a higher high? See that negative divergence? For me, that's the first red flag when I see that kind of stuff. So it comes right on down, and now here's the second red flag. See where that green crossed over your red? That shows momentum there to the downside. So bottom line here on the weekly chart, by next Friday, you have to conquer that 46.40 in order to take it up higher. Okay, let's take a look at silver. Okay, here we have silver. Now, you can see last week where to go. It popped right up there into that 21 SMA here, but you couldn't do nothing. We have like a big indecision candle, okay? So we have to really, really watch that 74.32 by Friday. And then if we can get above it, you have that 78.45 level, okay? But right now here, what you're really concerned about if you're trading this is right here is this 69.90. That's going to be very key. You can see how it is. We popped right up, pulled back. Right into it, pulled back. Above it, pulled back, okay? So very, very strong. Got to give up 69.90. If you do, then here's going to be your big target. It's going to be 73.91. Then we have to see what the reaction is once you get there. We get above that, you know what I'm saying? But watch this 21-day. That's always going to be very, very key. We have the next level here at that 74.31. That's going to be very, very key if you can get about 100. Now, we get above that. We have your target right up here, 21-day at 78.30. and then we have 84.33 level. Now, I only trade the SLV. I only trade on the long side, so I'm not really looking on the downside, any kind of a situation on that. So now on the downside here, what you really want to watch is the bottom of this candle here at 66.70 level. Okay, then we'll come down and march it down there at 65.55. And then we can look at this retest down here at 61.21. Okay, and we lose that. Well, here's your target, 57.73 and 54.27. Now, just remember, silver is going to be a big player in all these databases that they're going to be building out here. They're going to need a lot of silver for this, okay? So don't give up on silver here. We have a downtrending situation, high, lower, high, lower, high. But you can see here, once we break above this key 8 SMA here, then we can start hitting that 100-day. We can hit that key 21 SMA here, and then we have that 8-day, which is pretty much in line here at the 21-day, and then we can roll up. Now we get above this, and we have that 97.30 target here. But again, to me, this is just a great trader. Comes all the way up here, trade it. Trade it, trade it, trade it. But just watch that 8-day and realize how strong that 8-day actually is. Now, 37. This is an overbought or oversold. We're hanging on the bottom here. And what I like about all these charts is everything is now sitting pretty much at the bottom on a daily chart. Now, the weekly has room to run to the downside, and you have that crossover on the greens that shows momentum to the downside, which is pretty obvious, okay? But once you start bottoming here and line up here with these dailies, you got nothing but upside to run. So just got to be very patient, and it's all surrounding on what this war situation is going to do. Okay, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, here we have Bitcoin. Now you can see here, now we have a stair-stepping, a price channel coming right across. Your first upside target is going to be right here is this 8-day at 68.154. That's going to be very key. Now we get above that, then we're going to look at the 8-day here on the daily chart, which is 69.291. And then we'll look at the 21-day at 73.88 level. And then we're going to be looking at that 50-day at 73.428. Okay, now we get above that, we have this price channel sitting there right there at that 76.190. That's always looking very good. Then we have this gap. See this gap here? 79.960. We get above that 79.960 level there. Then we'll be looking here for this 21-day at 86.63. And then we're going to be looking for that gap fill at 81.200. And then we can go to the 100-day at 82.877. Now, I still think Bitcoin's going to have its day. It's not going to be right now. It's not going to be, but I think mid to end of the year, I think Bitcoin is going to have a nice, good rally up here. And you can see here how you have a whole downtrending situation, okay? But right here, we do still have a nice, good rising situation, okay? So we have a low here, we have a higher low, and we have a higher low situation. Now, on the downside, you want to watch that price channel right there, 6,500. That's going to be very key. We lose that, we're going to bring this right over here. There's your next target at 62,590. Then we have your 6,005, okay? We lose that. You're going to come right here to this 59,647. But you see how the 200-day is uptrending, okay? So right there, that 59,647, very key. Now, if you lose that, this is where you're going, is 49,365. Reason being is we rallied up here, okay, broke out, consolidated, broke out of that. Then we consolidated again. But you notice where it retested it, just bring that candle right across. See, that's how nice it is. So right there is going to be your next big level at that 49,365. If you lose this, and if you lose that key 200-day, okay? So right now, what I'm doing is I'm trading right here between that 6,500, and I'll be looking right here on the upside for this level right here, 68,169. Then I'll be looking here. We can get here to this 69,299, and then we have that 70,391 level. Now, we look at 40. That's not overbought, oversold. I don't like this. See how that green is rolling over? Now, it's got to, if it can recover quickly and go back up. If not, this is the situation you got. Okay, and see, when you have something like that, this is the result you have on the old candlesticks, okay? So just remember. Now, you look at the RSI here and MACD, this is what I'll talk about. Look how on the bottom that this is. So all this needs here is a little bit of time, and I really think that we're going to get yourself a nice rally, and I think you're going to go up towards that 100,000 mark here, but you got to be just a little patient. Now, I trade BITX for the long and BITI for the short. Now, remember, they don't own Bitcoin. All they do is just trade the movement of Bitcoin, okay? That's all that they kind of situation that they do. Okay, let's tell you what. Let's take a look here at the old NASDAQ futures. Okay, here we have the NASDAQ futures. Now, if you listen to my video here about a month ago, I posted that we're going to have a 5 to 10% correction. We're at a 10% correction right now. Okay, if this war continues, you're going to go 15. You could even go down to 20% correction very, very easily. Okay, so what we did is we had that 26,399 there. Then we retested that bad boy right there with 26,349. See that? Okay, we had ourselves a double top, and now you can see it's selling off ever since. Okay, so now you can see, look at this, how that 8-day curled over, 21-day curled over, 50-day, everything is rocketing to the bottom. Okay, so realistically, you have to get back above at least that 50-day at 23,908. Then we can start hitting that 8-day at 24,308, and then we can hit that 21-day. But again, you are way ready. This looks like it just wants to go lower situation. Now, when you look at this weekly chart here, okay, your next big level is going to be, we want to look at right top of that candle at 22,450. That's going to be your next big target, okay? Man, and then what we do is we can just follow everything that we have here. You can take it, look at the bottom there. You're looking at a 21,566 level. We can come down here to your 2376. So we can come down here to the bottom at 19,103 level. And then we'll be looking all the way down here on that 200-day at 18,121. And that's not going to be really that far not to see. Hey, you can't get down there. But then look at here, your big target at 16,460, okay, which you could come off very, very easily. Like it depends on what's going to go on with this war. Now, just remember what's going on in the war, that Straits of Hormuz. It's not just the oil, it's everything that they ship through there. Okay, all your fertilizers, everything on that situation. Gas now over here, now it jumped up to 397. I was buying it a month ago here for 240, for 243. That's going to be a big problem here. And not only this, for the Fed, because the Fed's going to say, there's no way the Fed's going to say, I'm going to start cutting rates. It's just not going to work. They're going to, and maybe even end up raising rates because you're going to have mass inflation that's going to be coming up here. They need to get this war problem solved. I mean, ASAP. Other than that, you're going to have inflation that's going to be creeping in because everybody who does anything with deliveries, okay, I don't care if it's UPS or FedEx or lawn services or whatever that you have, okay, even like say all your deliveries to all your stores, all the prices are going to be going higher. What are they going to do? They're going to pass it on to the consumer. Okay, so just remember that you're going to have some big inflation here. They got to get this problem solved and solved like like ASAP kind of a situation. Okay, so again, we'll just see how it all shakes out. But again, I'm a two-way trader, so it doesn't really make any difference right now. I am short the Nasdaq with SQQQ. I'm short the Dow with SDOW. So that always work out, and I'm long on the oil. Okay, so if you're not a short trader, it doesn't make no difference. Wait for opportunity. Make a list of stuff you want. Say, hey, I just love Tesla. Okay, why would I want to buy it at 498 when it's sitting right now at 361? Okay, it's the same way with anything. Okay, like like Apple. Apple's down to 248 here. Amazon's down to 199. Nvidia's down to 167. So why am I going to pay 190 when I'm sitting down at 167? And it looks like it's going to even go lower. So make a list of stuff that you really want to buy, and then I say when it hits those levels, eventually this will wash itself out, and you'll get yourself a nice good rally. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, and we're going to do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.